Imagine working incredibly hard for your money, meticulously saving it, finally taking the brave step to invest it, and then watching the government swoop in and take 20 to 30% of your earnings right out of your pocket. It hurts, right? But what if I told you there are 3 specific vaults designed by the government to keep your money completely safe from the taxman? If you choose the wrong one, you could be leaving thousands of dollars on the table over your lifetime. Today, I'm going to show you exactly which account you need to open first to build your wealth the right way. Welcome back. If you're a beginner investor in Canada, you've probably been hit with this terrifying alphabet soup: TFSA, RRSP, FHSA. It feels incredibly overwhelming. But the absolute biggest mistake new investors make is ignoring these completely and putting their hard-earned cash into a standard non-registered account. Let me paint a picture for you. Let's say you invest $7,500 and it grows by 20% to $9,000. In a non-registered account, you have a realized capital gain of $1,500 when you sell. You have to pay taxes on 50% of those capital gains, plus any taxes on dividends or interest you earned along the way. Depending on your tax bracket, you could easily owe hundreds of dollars just on that small investment. Now imagine that compounding over 10, 20, or 30 years. The taxes could add up to thousands of dollars, severely limiting the growth of your wealth. We work way too hard for our money to let that happen. So let's break down these 3 registered accounts simply, practically, and figure out exactly where your first dollar should go. Let's start with my absolute favorite, and the one that is arguably the most powerful for everyday people, the tax-free savings account, or TFSA. Honestly, the name itself is a bit of a trick, and it confuses millions of Canadians. The word savings account makes it sound like you just deposit cash and earn a tiny bit of interest. If your money is just sitting there as cash, you don't earn anything. The TFSA is actually just a wrapper. I want you to imagine it like a magical greenhouse. The money you put inside this greenhouse has already been taxed from your regular paycheck. But once it is planted inside the TFSA, any growth that happens, whether it's from interest, capital appreciation from stocks, or dividend payments, is 100% tax-free forever. Inside that greenhouse, your money is shielded from any hands that want to take a cut. But there are rules to the greenhouse. You cannot just put $1 million in tomorrow. Every year, the government gives you a specific contribution room limit, which started accumulating the year you turned 18 or in 2009 when the program launched, whichever is later. If you were 18 before 2009 and never opened up one, you could have up to $95,000 in room right now. You can check your exact limit by logging into your CRA tax account online. You must track your contributions carefully. If you overcontribute past your limit, the government will hit you with a painful penalty tax of 1% on the excess amount for every single month it stays in the account. The best part about the TFSA is its extreme flexibility. Let's say life happens. Your car breaks down or you want to book a wedding and you need to take $5,000 out. You can withdraw that money completely tax-free at any time. Even better, that $5,000 of contribution room is automatically replenished for you on January 1st of the next year. Because of this, it is an incredible place to house an emergency fund or save for short-term goals, rather than leaving it in a checking account earning 0%. Next up in the alphabet soup is the Registered Retirement Savings Plan, or RRSP. This vault works entirely differently than the TFSA. When you contribute money into an RRSP, that amount is tax deductible. This means it actively lowers your taxable income for the current year. If you make $80,000 and put $10,000 into your RRSP, the government taxes you as if you only made $70,000. This often results in a really nice tax refund check in the spring. The more money you earn from your job, the bigger your immediate tax savings are going to be because you're in a higher tax bracket. But here is the catch, and it's a big one. Unlike the TFSA, any money you withdraw from your RRSP in the future will be taxed as regular income. So when does the RRSP make sense? The RRSP is an absolute powerhouse if you are currently earning a high income but expect to be in a lower tax bracket when you finally retire. You get the big tax break now when you need it, and you pay less tax later when you take the money out in retirement. Also, for my stock pickers out there, the RRSP has a unique advantage if you love buying US investments. Certain US funds hold a withholding tax on dividends, but the RRSP shields you from this, making it a highly optimized account for holding US assets. Finally, we have the newest kid on the block, the First Home Savings Account. I'll keep this one super simple. If your biggest dream right now is to save up and buy your first home in the near future, you should definitely consider opening an FHSA. It essentially combines the best parts of the TFSA and the RRSP. Your contributions are tax-deductible, like the RRSP, and your withdrawals are tax-free, like the TFSA, as long as the money is used to buy your first qualifying home. You can even use it alongside an RRSP to take advantage of the home buyer's plan for a massive down payment boost. So, the golden question. You have $100 sitting in your checking account right now. Which one do you actually open today? Here is your practical, everyday game plan. The future homeowner, if you are actively saving to buy a house in the next few years, prioritize the FHSA. The beginner and the climber, if you're just starting your career, earning an entry-level or average salary, and you expect your income to increase in the future, maximize your TFSA first. By maxing out your TFSA now, you lock in that beautiful tax-free growth. You can then delay your RRSP contributions until you're older, making more money and sitting in a higher tax bracket, which makes those RRSP tax deductions far more valuable. The high-income earner, if you are already making a high income right now, lean heavily into the RRSP to slash your current tax bill while also funding your TFSA. Now that you know which account to open, how do you actually use it? You can open these accounts with traditional banks, but many beginners find them clunky and hard to use. Online platforms like Wealthsimple or Questrade allow you to open an account from your phone in minutes without any paperwork. When you sign up, you'll be faced with a massive choice: managed portfolios or self-directed investing. A managed portfolio, often run by a robo-advisor, will pick investments for you based on a quick questionnaire. It's easy, but it comes with a management fee, usually around 0.5%. If you have $50,000 invested, that's $250 a year constantly dripping out of your account. If you want to keep all your money, choose a self-directed account. It sounds scary, but it just means you press the buy button yourself. And on platforms like Wealthsimple, there are zero commission fees for buying and selling Canadian stocks and ETFs. And what do you buy inside that self-directed TFSA or RRSP? Instead of trying to guess which single stock will be the next Apple or Tesla, which is incredibly risky, beginners should look at ETFs, investment funds. An ETF is like a basket that holds hundreds of different stocks at once, giving you instant diversification. Here are 3 popular ETF strategies you can look into. The US Powerhouse, VFV, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, ticker VFV, gives you exposure to the 500 largest companies in America, including heavyweights like Microsoft, Apple, and Nvidia. It has a tiny management fee of just 0.09% or $9 a year on a $10,000 investment, and has historically delivered strong double-digit returns over the last decade. The passive income generator, VDY, if you want to get paid cash just for holding an investment, look at the Canadian High Dividend Yield ETF, ticker VDY. Canada is known for reliable dinosaur industries like big banks and energy companies that pay out quarterly dividends. This fund currently yields around 3.55%, meaning a $100,000 investment would spit out roughly $3,550 in pure passive income. The Lazy Investor All-in-One, ZQT, if you don't want to manage multiple ETFs, the BMO All Equity ETF, ticker ZQT, is a one-stop shop. By buying just this one ETF, it automatically invests your money into 6 underlying ETFs, spreading your cash across the US, Canada, Europe, and emerging markets. And it even automatically rebalances itself for you, making it the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it tool. And don't worry if you don't have thousands of dollars. Platforms today allow you to buy fractional shares. If a fund costs $143, but you only have $100, you can just buy $100 worth of it. You can even set up recurring investments so that $50 automatically leaves your bank account every Friday and buys your favorite ETF without you ever lifting a finger. Investing doesn't have to be terrifying, and it's not just for Wall Street experts. It's simply about picking the right greenhouse to protect your money from taxes, avoiding high management fees, and buying broad, diversified baskets of the best companies in the world. The most important step is simply the first one. Don't let paralysis by analysis keep your money rotting away in a 0% checking account. Pick the account that fits your life today, whether it's the TFSA for future flexibility, the RRSP for tax savings, or the FHSA for your dream home. Fund it, automate it, and let your wealth begin to grow. You work too hard for your money to let it slip away. Take control of it today. You've got this. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, and I'll